Now let's see example of abstract class. So this was the example which we discussed in the OOP in Java. In that we discussed this example. I think over the attending previous number of classes, you can have the idea about how to define a class and inheritance, all those things. Now we'll easily understand how this inheritance and abstract classes working. Now come, let's see. So here I'm having a class called interest, so it is abstract class. So by putting the keyword, it is abstract class. So by the rule, it is having one at least if it is having one abstract method, that class is called as abstract class. And one more requirement: abstract class can have normal method and the abstract method. So abstract method is declared with the abstract keyword, which is not having any definition. So it is satisfying the abstract class and abstract method property. And here I'm having a child class called home loan. Home loan extends the interest base class, which is the abstract class. So this subclass is defining the compute interest abstract method. So here compute interest abstract method is implemented in the subclass called home loan. For the ease of understanding, I placed only one statement in a compute interest. And similarly, another subclass called car loan, which is extending the abstract class interest, and the compute interest abstract method is implemented over here. So in two subclass, car loan and home loan are the two subclasses extending the interest abstract base class. So why we are having abstract class? So it is providing the default functionality. So in the banking application and all, they wanted to have the common class name called abstract class. It must have the common function name of compute interest. It's a skeleton or template. So this template must be used by all the products in banking. Home loan is one product and car loan is another product. So like this personal loan, all the products must be using the same function name. That is what the requirement. For that only they are using the abstract method and the abstract class. So depending upon the product requirement, they can redefine or they can define their own functionality inside the common function name. So that's what the compute interest. So in the main class, I'm creating an object for the home loan and I'm calling the compute interest function, which is defined in the subclass, which is an abstract method in a base class. So that function was called here. And similarly, one more function, show function, is a normal function which is inherited over here. No need to define because it was already defined. So I'm calling the show function from the base class, that is belongs to the my home loan subclass. Similarly, for a car loan, I'm creating the object and I'm calling the compute interest abstract method, which is implemented in this subclass car loan. So car loan compute interest was called here, and similarly show function, which is inherited from base class to the subclass car loan, was called over here. So here, what is the agenda? So the skeleton or template must be compute interest. In a banking, the class name must be interest. So they're putting the template like this. So they're using abstract concept to have this template. So this is one real example of abstract class and abstract method. Come, let's see another example. So here is another simple example. Base class is shape and two derived class, rectangle and circulars. So I'm making this shape class as an abstract class. So it can have at least one abstract method. Here both the methods are abstract. So shape abstract class is declared as abstract by the keyword, and two functions, draw and area. So both are abstract by making the keyword abstract. Since it is abstract, it doesn't have any definition. So no definition. So the definition is given in the subclass who is implementing the shape base class. So class rectangle extends shape class. Similarly, class circle extends the shape class. So both rectangle and circle extending the shape class. So in a rectangle class and circle class, draw function and area function was implemented or defined. Draw function and area function, because circle class has separate area function definition, a different definition. Draw function also, for ease of understanding, I put once SOP. Similarly, in a rectangle class also I'm having its own area calculation and its own draw function. So it is having two class, two classes are extending same base class, abstract class. It is having two abstract method, both are implemented in the respective subclasses, right? So for testing this program, I'm defining the test abstraction class. It is having public static void main. Here I'm creating the object for rectangle class and initializing with the constructor passing two values, parameters constructor. So 10 and 20 will be passed over here. It is given to length and width. Length and width are the instance variables of the rectangle class. And now I'm calling the rectangle class draw function, rectangle class area function, rectangle class draw function, which is calling this statement, and area function calculating the area and returning, and that is displayed over here. Similarly, I'm creating the object for circle class, initializing by the radius, which is given to the radius is given to the r. A is given to the r, so radius is instance variable of the circle class was initialized, and with the object I'm calling the circle draw and circle area. Circle draw will be called and circle area will be called over here, and area of the circle will be calculated and displayed over here. So with here the function name is common, but definition differs in the depending upon the need. So here circle area definition, so here rectangle area definition. So similarly, depending upon the need, the function was implemented differently in a subclasses. So it satisfies the criteria of the abstract class and abstract method. And we'll see another example. The same example I converted as an interface. Later in slide we will see what is the difference between abstract class and abstract method. So what do you think difference between abstract class and interface? In abstract class, it may have abstract method or may not have abstract method. If it is having at least one abstract method, it must be abstract class, right? And abstract class must be always inherited. Abstract method is always implemented in the subclass. This is what the basic rules of abstract class. So I converted this program as a interface with the interface. So abstract class shape is given as interface shape. So instead of abstract public void draw, abstract public void double area, I simply put draw and area. All other are same. So instead of extends, interface always implemented. So interface implements and circle implements shape. Remaining and all same only. So initializing the value, draw function, area function, initializing the value, draw function, area function of this rectangle and circle. So here also same, creating the object and call the methods, creating the object and call the respective method. So what is the difference? So here in interface, this void draw double area are the methods in an interface. Interface is similar to class. It can have a method without definition, or the methods of interface are abstract by default. So it doesn't have an implementation. The definition must be given in the subclass. So what is a subclass? Rectangle is a subclass and the circle is a subclass, which is implementing the draw and area method respectively in their subclasses. And interfaces, instead of extends, interface is implemented. So that's what the difference. So remaining and all same, right? We'll see in the next few slides difference between interface and the abstract class. So next example, abstract class with the normal method. So what is the property? So abstract class can have may have abstract method or may not have the abstract method. So here normal method and abstract method. Since it is having at least one abstract method, this class must be declared as abstract. So normal method is normal, call me is the abstract method. So what is the property? So abstract method must be implemented or defined in the subclass. So class B is a subclass of the base class A is abstract class. So call me is abstract method which is implemented in the subclass, and creating the object for the derived class and calling the methods. So normal method is normal method, it's automatically implemented over here. So with the derived class object B, I'm calling the abstract method and the normal method. So this is the another example. And here abstract class without abstract method. So what is the property of abstract class? It may have the abstract class or may not have the abstract class. So it is not having abstract method. Abstract class may have abstract method or may not have the abstract method. So here no abstract method, only normal method. So I'm doing extending or inheriting the derived class and creating the object for derived class and calling the function which is inherited over here. So abstract class without abstract method. And next example, sorry, abstract class with final method. So we have to say about what is final. So if you are putting a method as a final, the method never overridden, or you cannot change the definition of the method in the subclass. That is what the final. So final method, it is not abstract method, it is a final method. Abstract method always redefined in the subclass. So final method is opposite of abstract method. It is never redefined in the subclass. It is never allowed to change the definition in the subclass. So if you put final, it is prevented to redefining or overriding. So which means you cannot change the definition. So in a subclass, function will be automatically comes over here and creating the object for base class. But there is a there is a property of abstract base class. You cannot create the object, which means object cannot be instantiated. Object is created and it is instantiated with the derived class. So new derived is a derived class constructor instantiated with the derived class, right? So with that object I'm calling the func method. So this is another example. Now let's see the difference between abstract class and interface. So as I said already, abstract class may have abstract method and normal method or non-abstract method, but in interface all the methods are abstract by default, since interface doesn't have implementation, right? So that interface can have only abstract method. After Java 8, it can have default and static method also. It can have default and static method also. Abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. So but interface supports. It was given in Java for supporting multiple inheritance. Abstract class can have final, non-final and static, non-static variables, but interface has only static and final variable, right? Abstract class can extend another Java class and implement multiple Java interfaces. So it is normal, right? But interface cannot extend another Java interface. Sorry, interface can extend another Java interface only. It cannot extend another class. So it can extend another interface only. And interface cannot implement. Class only implements interface, right? One interface can extend another Java interface only, right? An abstract class can be extended by using keyword extends. Interfaces can be implemented using the keyword implements. And next, abstract class can implement interface. So a class can implement interface, right? But interface cannot implement abstract class because interface doesn't have implementation of function. Abstract keyword is used to declare abstract class. Interface keyword is used to declare an interface, right? Java abstract class can have members like private, protected, etc. Members of Java interface are public by default because it is always implemented, right? For that one, all the members in Java interface must be public by default. So this is an example of abstract class, abstract method, interface, and the default abstract method. So no need to put abstract over here. By default, it is abstract. So with that, we are finishing the abstract class and the method, and also object class in Java, abstract classes and methods in Java. Thank you.